All right. Good afternoon, everyone. This is cool. This is amazing. Now, I would like to start with a question. Is there anyone in here who likes baking? Okay, nice. So many hands. Great. So do I. Well, with that I mean that I like that my wife bakes. Because she makes amazing cakes like this. They're amazing, right? Thanks to my wife, yeah. Now, for creating those cakes, well, she has a secret. And that secret is that she uses a baking mix. And that baking mix allows her to speed up the process of making the base of the cake faster, so she has more time to be creative and, yeah, make her cakes look like this, right? Now, another question that I have. Is there anyone in here who likes building a design system? All right, nice. So if you're anything like me, well, then you like to build your design system with speed, right? Well, for that, we can use the same trick, the same secret. We can also use a baking mix. We can use Chakra UI Vue as our baking mix to speed up the process. All right, now, title of my talk was a question, and I think we answered it. Yes, you can bake a design system with Chakra UI Vue, and that is what we're going to do today. But first, I would like to introduce myself a little. So I'm Sybren Willemot. I am a front-end developer at Eurocom in Belgium. And like Mark, somewhere, Wim, Lars, we are the co-organizers of Bellevue. And I'm also a core member of the Chakra UI Vue team. Small shout out to the Chakra team. Otherwise, I wasn't here. So thanks to them. Now, on socials. Thank you. Now, on socials, you can find me under Carwick. I also joined Mastodon, so that's cool. Now, at my daily job, I am I'm part of a team that builds a design system. And one day, I got tasked with building an accordion component. So, yeah, I got the designs from our designer and started building. And I started building the logic from scratch. And then I added all the styling that was needed to make it look exactly as the designs. And then I could ship it, and I was happy. Everyone is happy. And the only thing there was, it took me some time to build this. And I started thinking, why? And then I started thinking back to the baking of my wife, where she uses a baking mix to speed up the process. That's what I should have done too. I should have used the baking mix, like Chakra UI Vue, to build that component and speed up the process of building the whole design system. Now, let's see what's on the menu for today. So first, very briefly, I would like to talk about the design systems, what they are. And then, of course, our baking mix, Chakra UI Vue. And then, when we know our baking mix well, we're going to use it in a small demo. OK, so our design system. Well, the design system, by definition, it is a collection of reusable components, like buttons, input fields, with a set of clear standards on their states and usage rules, which can be used to build any number of applications. OK, yeah, that's a good definition, I guess. But I would like to look at it as it's a dessert table. Dessert table, for example, behind here, or at a wedding or something. Now, on that dessert table, well, we have some things on there. And we have some cakes, some very simple, basic cakes, which are your basic components, like a button or a label. If this was Astro, this would be space cakes. Now, we also have like more complex cakes, like multi-layer cakes, and these are like the more complex more complex components, like an accordion component or a footer or header. The other thing that we have are toppings. These are ingredients that are available on our table to add more styling to the components or to the application itself. These are like colors, fonts, sizes, I don't know. And we also have, of course, description cards. Cards that say what kind of cake it is and what's in there, our documentation, right? Now, I also see this table as the place where you as a developer go to with your plate, which is the application that you would like to build. And then take the cakes and everything that you want to make your plate look exactly as you want it, so your application. And the nice thing about using a design system is that everyone goes to that same table. So all the plates will have some similarity. So there is a consistency in the UI and the UX in the applications that are built with the design system. So that's super cool. OK, now the baking mix, Chakra UI Vue. So anyone heard of Chakra UI Vue? OK, nice. That's more than I expected. That's great. Now we know that we're doing a good thing here. Now, what is Chakra UI Vue for those who don't know it? It is a design system implementation that allows you to build a design system or an application with speed. It comes with a list of components, like buttons or accordions. And all those components are built with accessibility in mind. For those who have seen Maria's talk yesterday, they know that this is important. So all the needed attributes, accessibility attributes, and so are already on the components. Now, Chakra UI Vue also comes with a theme object. And this is a theme object with stylings like colors, fonts, sizes again, but also with the styling of the components to get you started. And I say to get you started because Chakra UI Vue allows you to build your application or design system exactly as you want, thanks to the extensible theming API. Now, Chakra UI Vue, well, the latest version of Chakra UI Vue that we are building currently right now is Vue 3 compatible, written in TypeScript. We're also building a Next model, thanks to Daniel. I don't know if he's here. And it's in beta right now. So we can try it out. We can play around with it. And that's what we're going to do today. OK, so let's do that, right? So the first thing that we have to do for baking our design system is, of course, we have to check the designs, right? And I have a Figma file here. Don't worry, we'll zoom in on it. And what we have here, well, we have some design tokens, like colors. We have tokens for primary and secondary colors, but also tokens for color mode, like light mode and dark mode. Then the other thing that we have in our very small design system are components, our cakes, and we have some buttons. We have styling for a default button, and then two variants, a primary and an error one. OK. I think we now know what we want to bake, so let's do this. And we will start with creating our project. Well, I already did this using Vue 3 and Vite, and after yesterday's talk, I think I can improve this. But, well, all the action will happen in the source folder of this project. And just let me go through it a little bit. The first thing that we have is a component folder, and that's for the design system components. So all the logic of our components, so the button, will go in there. And then we also have a theme folder, and that is for everything about the theme of the design system, so all the styling, also from the button. And these are the two only folders where all the content will be exported to our users. Now, I also have a app.vue file or and the main.js file. Well, those are for the playground. It's just a small application to play around with our design system with. You can use also Histoire for this, for example. But, OK, so that's the project. We did that. Great. Now, the most important thing is, of course, adding the baking mix, right? And you can add Chakra UI Vue with the following command. So pm install add Chakra UI /Vue next. Now, the Vue next, it's not for the next framework. It's for the Vue 3 compatible one. I would also like advise to install Chakra UI Vue in all the projects that are using your design system for the ease of it. And that is what we're going to do with the playground also. So install the package. And then inside the playground, in the main.js file, the thing that we need to do is we need to import the Chakra UI Vue plugin from the package, and then tell the application that we're going to use it. And that's it. We can use Chakra UI Vue. Awesome. So let's try this out. The thing that I want to do is I want to display Hello Amsterdam. Very, very unique, right? And for this, I'm going to use the text component of Chakra UI. So ctext, just going to import it from the package, and then add it to the template. And I would like to style it also. So how can I do this? Well, in Chakra UI Vue, you use style props. These are properties just for styling, like color and font size. And for example, for our color, we then add the value blue.600. Now, blue.600, where did that come from? Well, that comes from the theme object that Chakra UI Vue offers by default. And it will be translated in a CSS color value. OK, so that's for Hello Amsterdam. The other thing that I want to do is I want to center this on the center of my page. And for this, I want to do this in a main HTML tag. So I would like to style it the Chakra way with style props. And for this, also this one. This is also interesting. Forgot about it. So you don't have to remember all the values that you have. You can just use IntelliSense for this. That's really cool. So back to the main thing. So to style them, well, you can use the Chakra factory function, which is a function that allows you to Chakrafy custom elements, custom components or HTML elements, like the main one, and then use the style props on it. So you just put in the element that you want to use, get a component, and then that component, well, you can use it in your template. As you can see here, just adding a lot of style props on there. And for example, the min height one, it's the arrow notation here for making it responsive. So it will change depending on the breakpoint. OK, let's see how this looks in an application this side. OK, it looks great. It looks like it's working. Just a refresh. Is it going to die right? No, perfect. So we have Hello Amsterdam, exactly as we wanted. It's in blue. If you would inspect it, you can see that Chakra UI Vue translates this into CSS variables. And in there, yeah, the color blue will be set, which is really cool. OK, so now we know that Chakra UI Vue is working in our playground. Let's really bake our design system now. OK. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to create the design tokens in our design system. And the thing is, first we need to figure out where do we want to place these tokens and for the styling. So in our design system, since we're using Chakra UI Vue, we have a theme object, right? That comes from Chakra. Well, it is possible to extend it or override already existing values in there. And it's very simple thanks to the extend theme function. And then you just pass in everything that you want to like extend or override. And so we do this in our design system. And if you want to use it, for example, in the playground, well, the thing that you need to do is you have to extend the Chakra UI Vue plugin. First, import the custom theme, the one from the design system, and then add it to the options of the plugin under extend theme. And that's it. Chakra UI will do the magic to merge those two and have everything available. Now, back to the design tokens. So we have some tokens, again, the brand colors, and then some for light and dark mode. Let's add them. So one thing that we can do is we can create a JavaScript object and create them all in there. Like, for example, I did here with primary token and then just a hex value, or with the text default one and then RGBA value. It's all OK. Another thing that you can do is you can extract this from Figma using the Figma API and then just pour it into a JavaScript object. It's all the same. OK. Now, the thing is, how can we use those design tokens? And one way is we use semantic tokens for this. Semantic tokens is a feature from Chakra UI that allows you to change the value of a token depending on their environment. So like depending on the color mode you're in, or the redirection, or any CSS selector that's out there, which is really strong and really cool. So that's what we're going to use in our theme. So first thing I want to go back to is our design tokens, so you can remember them. And what we have some tokens with the same name under light and dark, with just a different value. And we're going to merge those two into one semantic token. So what we do in our design system, we import those design tokens, and then we create a semantic token. We have some simple ones like the brand primary, which just has one value, the default value. We grab that from our tokens. But we also have a little more complex ones, like the text default, for example, which will have a default value, like in light mode, for example, and also a value for the dark mode. And we can define this using _dark, which is a Chakra UI pseudo selector. More on that in the docs if you want to learn about it. And then we just pass in the value for the token of the dark mode. Now, the last thing that we need to do is we need to add it to our custom theme. Just import it, add it to the object that we pass to the extend theme function, and we're done. And all the semantic tokens we just created are now available all over theme and also in the applications that uses our custom theme or design system. So let's check this out in the playground. Remember the Hello Amsterdam? Well, right now it's blue, but I would like to change it to a semantic token. So I just changed that value to text default, which is a semantic token that will have a different value depending on the color mode. So let's see how it works. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, there we go. It seems to work. Hello Amsterdam is now black because we're in light mode. As you can see, it is just, again, a CSS variable where the value changes. So if I go to dark mode, it will change just the value of it. It's really cool. So we can light mode, dark mode, light mode, dark mode. And this is like, thank you. The color mode switcher is also like a few lines in Chakra UI, so that's real cool. Okay, next thing. Next thing that we need to do for a design system, well, we have to add our components, right? So our button. And well, since we're using Chakra UI Vue as baking mix, we don't have to create all the logic and all the accessibility stuff ourselves. We can just import the Chakra UI button and export it as our own, and we're good. That's great. So we're done with the components in our design system. How fast was that? Let's try them out in our playground, shall we? So the thing that we need to do in the playground is we just import the button from our design system and add it to the template. And that's it. We're golden. Switching the wrong side every time. So let's check this out. And there's our button. Great. And it works. You can click on it, and it will also change. But there is one thing. It doesn't look exactly like the designs, right? So let's fix that. How can we do this? Well, for this, we can add some styling for the components in the design system, of course. So the buttons again, what we have our default one, which has a orange border, and then the two variants. So let's create those. Now, in the design system, under the theme folder, we'll create a new file for the styling of our button. And one important key here is base style. And everything that you put in here will be used to override the default, the base style of a button. So that's the one without any variants. So it's really cool. And I'm just going to add some stuff there. And like, for example, in border color, I'm using the semantic token we created before. Now, another thing that I can do is I can create a new size under the sizes key, like XL. It's a little bit bigger than we already have, just for fun. And then the other thing is, of course, the variants that we need from our design system. It's a little bit the same as before. Just create a variant with a name, like primary, and then, for example, use the semantic tokens that we have. And then, again, we just have to add it to the custom theme. But this time, we have to add it under the components key. And that's it. We're good. So let's see if our design system is working. Ta-da! That looks good, and that looks, for me, like the designs. So we did it. We have our 3 buttons in each variant, and Chakra UI does all the magic for us to make it like toggle. And you can see the color changes a little bit. This is because of the semantic tokens. One nice thing, because I still have a few more minutes, is that since we're using semantic tokens made from a design token, so if the designers would like to say, okay, right now primary color is going to be purple, well, you just have to change it in the design token or in Figma, and it will be changed all over your team. That's really nice. Yeah. Now, the last thing that we need to do is we need to take the design system out of the oven and ship it, right? Are we good? Now, there is one more step that we need to do. And that is we need to write a cookbook. We need documentation. It's important to let the users of our design system know how to use the design system, how to use like the tokens that's here in there, like the colors, and when to use them. And also, we need to let them know how to use the components we have. And you can do this on many platforms that are out there. We're using Nuxt content for this, to building our documentation. Still in progress, so please. But it doesn't matter what you use. You can use VietPress, VuePress. Just make sure you document your design system. And now that brings me to the point of my talk, and that is, if you're making a cake, use a baking mix. And if you're making a design system, use Chakra UI Vue as baking mix. I'm Sybren Willemot, and if you have any questions or just want to say hi, you can find me around here or on socials. Thank you very much. You're awesome.